Hello everybody, welcome back to another Borderlands 2 unofficial community patch video. If you've been enjoying the content, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But anyway, today we're going to be taking a look at a Catalyst Gaige build. Now, I've already done a Legendary Catalyst build, and I think it's pretty obvious just from an eye test that the Legendary Catalyst is better. But this video I really wanted to like test Shockstorm, the ability. Um, and this is one of the only comms that boost it. There might be some others, but the Wired Catalyst boosts it quite a bit. And I didn't get the +5 to Shockstorm variant because Wires Don't Talk is a really good skill. Like I didn't want to lose out on damage too much, so I went ahead and kept it. And I think +4 to Shockstorm will be plenty. Uh, the issue with Shockstorm is not so much the damage, but it's the radius. And in the UCP, the radius of Shockstorm has been doubled. So I'm hoping it'll make a pretty big difference and we can actually see it do some serious damage because I think it's actually a really cool skill in concept, but in execution, it definitely falls flat in vanilla. So we'll see if it's any different in the UCP. Anyway, here's just some random gear. Not going to get into that too much. Um, this is just a good slag weapon. And the Moxie property is nice. Thunderball Fist, cool weapon. Storm is good on the UCP. Wouldn't really recommend this on the vanilla game. And the Twister is just a classic Gaige option. It's very, very strong. We'll probably be switching the shield around, but the Blockade for me, and then probably Hide of Terror for Death Trap, and Chain Lightning, Shockbone. Nothing crazy. We'll quickly run through, since I've already done a Catalyst build. I don't think we need to go into painstaking detail, so I'll kind of just run it through real quick. Start over here. Get our Anarchy, some DPS, buff up Death Trap. Of course, we want to max Blood Soaked Shields. It's a great survivability skill. And then we want to get Discord, and that might be really all we need for this build. It's going to be more Death Trap focused and elementally focused, so we don't really need a lot of points into Anarchy. Of course, you can if you want, though. And then we'll go on and sorry, excuse me. We'll go ahead and do Island. I pretty much always take this skill. I just like the shield capacity, and shock damage resistance never really hurts. Um, of course, if enemies have shock weapons, but you'll likely be shocking yourself as well occasionally. Excuse me again. Sorry. So, let's see. Obviously, we want Shockstorm for the sake of this build, and what's interesting about this skill is that it's procced by Death Trap whenever he kills an enemy, or if we kill with a critical hit. Now, that's another thing that kind of puts a damper on the viability of the skill. I think it really sucks that you have to get a crit to get this weapon, I mean to get it going. And I may try to switch to a weapon where it's easier to crit with so I can proc it more often, but Death Trap should be proccing it quite often. So we'll see. I may end up switching weapons to go with something a little bit more crit heavy. Anyway, moving on. We'll go ahead and take Evil Enchantress. Pretty big buff to our DPS, good kill skill. Take this for the reload speed, and it's pretty good in the vanilla game as well. It does a nice little shock nova. Then we'll take Electrical Burn. Give us a nice little dot damage that can also keep us topped off with our Moxie weapon. And fitting in with the shock theme, we'll take 1-2 Boom. This is pretty terrible on the vanilla game. I wouldn't take it. The damage and the speed of the orb are drastically increased in the community patch, which is nice. And it does give explosive damage, so that's cool. And then we'll go ahead and max Wires Don't Talk, 10 points, 50% shock damage. Really cool. And since we've already gone down, we may as well grab Make It Sparkle. More elemental effect chance and damage, and we can imbue Death Trap with an element. Pretty cool. Now, I think we will kind of want to invest heavily. We'll probably come back to this tree, but we'll do the green tree first. So we'll grab Close Enough, just a classic Gaige skill. Ricochet is cool. Better half. Higher DPS. Upshot Robot. Of course, we want Death Trap to have as much uptime as possible. And then Unstoppable Force. Just a good kill skill. Survivability. And some DPS increase sort of inadvertently with the movement speed. And then I like Made of Sterner stuff in the UCP. Damage reduction in the melee damage is a lot better than what it is in the base game. It's usually not as worth it, I would say, but in the UCP I do think it is. And we'll also grab the explosive clap. I think it's just kind of a fun one. Um, Again, this one isn't like a lot of the 1 point skills are not so great for Death Trap in the normal game, except Upshot Robot and Robot Rampage. The others are definitely up to you, and sometimes they're almost counterintuitive because Explosive Clap does knock the enemies away from Death Trap, which really isn't so great. So yeah, keep that in mind. Finish off Made of Sterner stuff. Um, we're not going to be able to max this anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather take a few points into Cooking Up Trouble to get Sharing is Caring. This is just some nice sustain when we're out of combat. Like, I just like that personally. You could take 20% cooler though, for sure. This just is going to give us some nice sustain in and out of combat. And then, of course, giving our shield to Death Trap's great. And I think what we'll do is we'll come back here. Since this is an elemental build, more pep makes sense to me. We'll go ahead and grab some points into that. Then we have 4 points remaining, so we can't max anything. What I'll probably do is, well, I think this is enough value out of Cooking Up Trouble, actually. We'll take Strength of 5 Gorillas. Get that melee and gun damage. Pretty good. Yeah, I like this skill. So yeah, that's the build. And I think we'll just go ahead and shift it on over to the gameplay. And we are back with the gameplay. You'll notice that I went ahead and swapped out the Thunderball Fist, not because it's bad, but I kind of just, as soon as I said that I needed to crit, like when I looked at Shockstorm, I realized that I'm gonna need to crit at least somewhat often, and the Stalker can do that much better. And there's probably other weapons that could do it even better, but that's okay. And then I'm just putting on the Hide of Terror for Death Trap. I'll swap that out. But yeah, let's go ahead and go. Hopefully Death Trap can get a lot of kills, because honestly, he's going to be the one proccing it more than me, most likely, but I guess we'll see. Looks like he procced it there. I don't know if anyone was nearby enough. It seems like it did some damage to that guy. Let me shoot it. Nice. It seems, it's really hard to tell. That's kind of been my problem with the skill in the past, like seeing if it has really been making a big impact or not, because it is genuinely, sorry, pretty hard to tell. You can crit pretty well with this weapon. Apparently we didn't kill him with the crit there though. Alright, Death Trap, anytime, bud. Is he like stuck on the wall? I don't really know what he's doing. Okay. That, I mean, everything else is going pretty well, obviously, but let's see if, like, maybe, oh, you know what? I should really use the Quasar. That would make a lot of sense, because then I can sort of bring them into the Shockstorm. Let's try to just group them up and then slag. Yeah, there we go. That was pretty good. Kind of just obliterated everything. Alright, I'll have to try that more often. Oh. Oh. What the? What's that? How many grenades did they have? Try to... Should probably just pulled out the Twister, but we'll get him. This thing definitely eats some ammo. Oh gosh. Sorry for your ears. I don't know if it was as loud for you guys as it was for me, but damn. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just have to kind of rely on the Quasar. Alright, let's get the hide and summon him again. Back to the blockade. I think this is, yeah, can't really see, but where the hell is he going? I got like super distracted by him running away. I wasn't paying attention. Oh no, I can't shoot that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That like created a nice little storm there where it seemed like everything just died. Seems to me like Death Trap is taking more damage than usual though. Not really sure why that is. It's coincidental or... I'm not really. Bring them together. There we go. That is actually doing some work. That's good to see. If I can group them up like that, it pretty much crushes. I'm actually pretty cool with this. This is fun. Ah, gotta reload. That skill's so satisfying to watch, honestly. Okay. Unfortunately, he has a ton of duration left, but not so much health. I'll try to just go ahead and push forward and get the most out of it at least. How in the world are we not getting pistol ammo? That's unfortunate. Nice. Procced it there. Did pretty good. That guy wasn't even slag. Pretty much applied a strong enough shock dot to get him killed. Super cool. I wish it wasn't so visually, like, disgusting, but I don't know. Can't have it all. Let's try to pull them together for him. Nice. Okay. Yeah, when we can pull them together, it does some work. Pretty cool skill. This purple little wired catalyst comm is really not that bad either. It's not. I mean, obviously, I do think the legendary catalyst is better, but it doesn't boost shock storm, so. I don't know if I think they're too far apart. I'll try to. Oh yeah, he's like trying to do the little orb. I think it still hit him. Nice. All right, reload. I can't really support him. I honestly might just let him die, so we can get him reset in a better position. Because I'm going to have a hard time consistently proccing Shock Storm. That's just sort of the nature of the build. It's more up to Death Trap for sure. Nice. It actually did some damage there. I'm going to put on the Chain Lightning while we're waiting for Death Trap. I need as many grenades as I can get. Where'd he go? Oh, there we go. Alright. He's almost back. Or it. I guess Death Trap isn't really a person. Oh man, I did forget to give him the Hide of Terror. I figured that would happen. I pretty much forget to do that every time. At some point or another. We can go ahead and... Nope. Wrong grenade. Quasar. Oh man, we're so far away. He's got that rocket launcher. Looks like he's shooting his own boys though. I didn't really get them pulled together there, but I think it might have clipped them a little bit, done some damage, but I couldn't really get a... Oh, Madhouse. Cool. OP8. Wow. We got kind of shafted there. I am on OP10, so that's a bad drop. Okay. This should be a pretty good area to pull some stuff together. I want to make sure Death Trap engages. Come on, bud. Try to pull them together. Death Trap, bro, please. Come on, show us what you can do. Oh no, he's shooting the orb. It's kind of counterintuitive for this build, it feels like. I mean, it is good, but he's not behaving very well right now. There we go. I mean, we got a little chain going there. Kill him. Nice. I think that clipped him, but he wasn't slagged and didn't do a ton. That's okay. That was kind of a poor showing, but honestly, primarily because Death Trap didn't want to like behave at all. I think next time, I will take away 1-2 boom, just so his AI is a little bit more consistent, and he's not trying to run around and set it up all the time instead of just attacking. Sometimes he uses it at the right time, and oftentimes he doesn't, but that's okay. Actually, right there is not that bad, but it's good as like an entry into the fight. Okay, grab a little bit of ammo, and I think we'll wait on Death Trap because the whole build is pretty much revolving around him, so we may as well. And I'll put on the Hide of Terror before I forget. And we'll wait. Just a second. and then we should be good. Yeah, so far I'm, I don't know, I'd say pleasantly surprised. It's pretty good. It's really not bad at all. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to apply well to you vanilla players, which sucks, because the radius is, again, it's doubled in UCP, so that is a pretty major difference. The radius is, that's its biggest downfall, is the radius. It's just so small. Even in the UCP, it has some problems. Alright, we'll go back to the blockade. Alright, he wants to shoot his shock orb. And then bug out, as Death Trap does. Let's group them together for him. There we go. Nice, yeah. I mean, obviously the Quasar did good damage there too, but the Shockstorm definitely was doing some work. Nice. Nice. Not bad. I'm gonna just try to follow him around. Come on, Death Trap. Bruh. There's just one left. Alright. Won't be able to really demonstrate it. Alright. Let's try again. Here it should be relatively easy to group them up for him, as long as he doesn't bug out. I'd be asking a lot. Come on, man. Please. Alright. Okay. I mean, he kind of got pulled into his claws, but I do think the Shockstorm did something as well. Okay. Not bad. Even considering 1-2 Boom was really throwing him off a lot, I would recommend not doing that. I think that was a mistake. Not that it's like super bad on the UCP, it's actually good, and I do like it, but for the sake of this build where we're trying to really take advantage of Shockstorm, it was taking him out of the battle too much and kind of just throwing him off. The AI for Death Trap is just kind of bizarre to begin with, so a lot of the 1-point skills tend to mess up his AI even more. So be careful with that. I think if we take that away, we'll probably see Death Trap engaging in the fray a little bit more and proccing Shockstorm more and taking good advantage of it. But there were more than a few instances where Shockstorm just like cleared out multiple enemies, did some significant damage. It felt like it was pretty strong. I do think the Quasar or a Singularity Grenade is really good. Really, really good with the Shockstorm. You can just kind of pull them all together and Death Trap will just cleave everything in his path. I think the Quasar is kind of good in a Death Trap focus build to begin with. Being able to pull everything into his kill zone is really nice. So yeah, I would recommend the Quasar, a weapon that can crit. And yeah, just kind of working around Death Trap and bringing enemies into his spear and letting Death Trap do the work after that, pretty much. The skills, I think in conclusion, the skill's pretty good. I enjoyed using it. It's pretty fun and it allows you to work in tandem with Death Trap quite a lot. Just wish his AI was a little better. So yeah, pretty cool skill. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.